Before we begin, I want to go on a little bit of a rant. In the previous Kotkaniemi video, we had a few comments talking about how, oh, Lego, you're just milking the topic, man. You're so repetitive. You're making too many videos about this subject. I'm gonna have to leave. First off, if you can't hang, there's the door, baby. But I will go into an explanation because I know some people probably are thinking about it, that we do indeed make so many Kotkaniemi videos and Podkolzin videos, and the narrative in each of these videos changes as the videos go on. But that's kind of the point, bro. What do you want me to do? Wait until the end of the season and then make one video talking about Kotkaniemi's entire season as a whole, saying, okay, from this week to this week he was good, from this week to this week he was bad. You want me to make one encapsulating video at the very end, or make one video and just leave it at that, not update the situation as it goes on? That's not what we do here on this channel, because what we do is we talk about things as they happen, as there's a new story, as there's more fuel to be added to the narrative that is something grand, like JESPERI Kotkaniemi's development or his season as a whole. And the fact is, when you're taking a look at a market like Montreal or Vancouver, where the narrative changes like every game for these players, it's important for me to talk about the new stuff that goes on, because there's more context to the story. And the fact is, people are watching this stuff. Montreal people on Twitter are talking about this stuff endlessly. Vancouver people on Twitter and Reddit are talking about this stuff too. Whenever we make a video, there's interaction, and it says to me that it's not just me who cares about this stuff to the point where you can talk about this all day, but other people care about it as well, especially when there's so much new stuff that comes out that contradicts what we were talking about in just the previous video that was a few days ago. This is what I'm talking about, man. The narrative keeps on changing, which is why when there's a new point brought up, we have to talk about it, because this is not just one small story. Nah, this is one guy's entire development year, and this is a big deal. If you're saying, oh, we're making too many videos about it, then hey, you haven't been here for long. We made videos about this stuff endlessly back when Elias Pettersson was in his draft plus 1 year with the Vancouver Lakers. People were egging me on to make videos. Oh my gosh, Pettersson just dropped 5 points for the Vancouver Lakers. Oh my gosh, he just dropped 2 goals for Team Sweden. Lego, make a video about that. And yeah, I did, because I love talking about the prospect updates and going over what's new in the prospect world. Doesn't matter if we made a video or two about him in the previous week, there's a new part to the story here. And that's what we're doing in this video here today, as we talk a little bit more about JESPERI Kotkaniemi and Vasili Podkolzin. Now, the previous 2 videos we made about both of these guys, Kotkaniemi was a bad one. We spoke about the unfortunate update, as Arpon Basu laid it out in his Athletic article, where he spoke about how teams were gunning for Kotkaniemi because they knew he was the top dog. It was something that Kotkaniemi was not really all too experienced in dealing with at the NHL level, and as a result, it was the first time this guy was being held down 110% by everybody else in the opposite team, which is why he was struggling. That was the unfortunate side of things. The recent video we made about Vasili Podkolzin was a positive video, where we spoke about he was back at it again with the SKA St Petersburg hockey team in the KHL, doing his thing and getting 2 points after a very good Karjala Cup performance as the captain of the U20 team against other teams that were not U20, and winning the Karjala Cup as a whole. We were like, yeah, okay, Podkolzin is doing great. But it's the next video for both of these guys, and the script has completely reversed for both of them, and I cannot believe just how funny it is. JESPERI Kotkaniemi finally broke the barrier. He scored 2 goals for the Porinasat earlier yesterday, and everybody in the comments, by the way, this is going back to that earlier rant, everybody in the comments of my other videos that were not even Kotkaniemi related were saying like, oh, Kotkaniemi got 2 goals, Lego, talk about it. And I was like, okay, hold your horses, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yes, Kotkaniemi is out here getting himself goals. Finally. The Porinasat ended up losing 5-3 to the Lathy Pelicans. Alas, JESPERI Kotkaniemi still got himself on the board twice. And they weren't ugly goals too, they were really pretty goals. The first goal of the game saw Kotkaniemi on the right side on the power play. He took the puck on the half boards, kind of scanned his options a little bit, went out to the side, and then started his way back over into the middle, looked towards the goal, gripped it, ripped it over the shoulder. Boom, what a snipe there from Kotkaniemi, the goal scoring edge coming back there like we saw against the Philadelphia Flyers. And then the second goal of the game was a very nice one as well, as Kotkaniemi brought the puck in, was facing a defender, kind of toe-dragged it as the guy tried to block the shot, and then Kotkaniemi went top blocker. My gosh, a nice short side shot on the rush. On your strong side, definitely a very nice goal there too. So now, with a very good few performances from Kotkaniemi, he is at 5 points in 8 games played. It's funny because the games where he's actually getting points, he's actually like on. He's getting his points in several games. But the other games where he's not producing, we've noted this in the past, but he still did look good. It's just the teammates were not finishing the chances. Had a lot of those early playmaking spectacular gifts gone in earlier in the year, he would have been a point per game in the Liga. So who knows how exactly things are going to go as the Assat season goes on until the NHL season starts. Of course, that's the only caveat here. But despite the fact that Liga teams were absolutely clamming down on Kotkaniemi, he still came out here and he showed off that he can still score goals, man. 2 goals in a game. Definitely love to see it. Now let's go over onto the negative side, because yes, we spoke about Podkolzin in the previous video and how this guy was doing great. But man, it's like everything went back to normal. What's going on here? The coaching for Vasili Podkolzin's SKA St Petersburg team it's whack. Look at this. So earlier we spoke about how yes, he did get 2 points in the game against the Vityaz. Yes, that was great. 8-1 win, 2 points, back up there. Great. But the next game for the SKA St Petersburg, Vasili Podkolzin started the game out on the first line, which is cool. We love seeing it. The SKA St. Petersburg won that game 2-0. Podkolzin got no points, but he had 13 minutes of total ice time. Let's go over onto what exactly Chris Faber said about it. Podkolzin missed an empty net on the 200-foot clearing attempt. He finished the game on the 14th with 13:15 of ice time, 18 shifts, blocked a couple of shots, had 2 shots on net, and he had a few big hits. Physicality was a strength of his today. However, that was the 14th. If we go over to the 18th and we take a look at the game that happened there against the Tractor Chelyabinsk, they lost 1-0. Okay, cool. What exactly was Podkolzin's role in the most recent SKA game? He was the 13th forward. Are you kidding me? This guy was being played in your first line a game ago, and now he's the 13th forward? Are you serious? Let's take a look at the actual shift breakdown. He had 1 minute and 26 seconds of ice time in the first period. Wow, that's so good. Then in the second period, things got a little bit better. He played 4 minutes and 12 seconds. In the third period, a 5:42 mark for the time frame. As a total result, though, 11 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time. He actually was given regular shifts in the third period at the expense of Marat Kusnedinov, and even though he was 19th in ice time for the team, he led the team in hits, which is very nice to see. Cam Robinson also notes it as well. He's been driving and pushing every time he sets the ice, almost like he's worthy of a larger role. And I have to make this clear because I know somebody's going to talk about it. The fact that I'm bringing up Podkolzin in a negative light like this, it's not me bashing the player. It's not me taking away from who Podkolzin is as a player in general. This guy is a good player, and I know he's going to be a good prospect for the Canucks going into the next few weeks, and a good player for the Canucks going into the next few years. It's just, look at the way he is being developed, man. What's with this coaching? We know that if Podkolzin was playing in Utica, if he was playing in the AHL, he would not be used like this. The inconsistencies. First line to 13th forward, 1 minute per period upwards to 7 minutes a period. This is not the kind of way you treat a guy who is one of the top NHL prospects. And we noted this in a video a few weeks ago, but the NHL and the KHL, yeah man, the KHL, those guys don't care about your prospect development. It's why Rodion Amirov, Arsen Kisamutinov, and then Vasili Podkolzin are all going through this stuff. Actually, Kisamutinov had it last year. He's not really in the KHL anymore. He's in the Laval system. So yeah, Habs fans who have stuck around for this video get a little bit of an extra tidbit, a name drop, as you might say. But that kind of wraps everything up over here. Podkolzin, he's great. I still think he's going to be good, but this deployment, man. Talk about an unfortunate circumstance for Kotkaniemi in the last video. Man, we should have reserved that idea for Podkolzin here in this one. But that kind of gets everything out of the way here. First off, the rant. Yes, we do make videos once stuff happens, which is why we have made so much Kotkaniemi stuff over the past few weeks. But at the end of the day, people like talking about it. I like talking about it. People like listening to the videos, so we're going to be continuing on with that. But Kotkaniemi, despite the fact that he was in an unfortunate situation, he was able to bounce back with 2 goals recently. And Vasili Podkolzin, despite the fact that he was able to get himself 2 points earlier in the week, he has dropped down to being the 13th forward, which is definitely a very great thing to see. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Talk to me in the comments what you think about these 2 prospects. I hope you enjoyed this video. So that's Rolls 99. And bye.